All right, and then let me get the next one up. Oh, that's what I said. They changed the back end of WordPress, and so I'm having to have to remember how is that done again. All right, so there is Tanglation number 1, and okay, done. Do step 3, and then I thought later, like,
are you saying we should see Tanglation number 1?
Oh, I'm putting the links inside the chat.
Gotcha, I see it. Yep, I see it. Thanks.
Okay, yeah, perfect. And then what I'm going to do is I will share my screen. Okay, and there's the third one. What I should have done was, well, I might have had to make them too small, but maybe put them on one page. We'll see. So, all right. So then I'm going to, I think we have, let's just check really quick and see if we've got everyone on. Okay, and I see Stuart on. I'm just going to mute you because I'm getting some background noise. And I say, always feel free to, if when we're tangling, if I'm running off the screen, let me know. If I'm going too fast or you have a question, of course, let me know. But I'm going to share my screen. We'll just do it this way. And all right. Oh, and then I'll do this. Sure I will. Okay, there we go. I'm like, well, that's easy. All right. So this is by Teresa Clerc, this Boomerangs. And so it's a neat grid tangle. And again, with lots of options, as you could see in the camera there. So it starts off grid pattern, and I'm just doing 4 squares, for example, and also so that way it's big enough to see. And so it starts off with just diagonal lines, and I was trying to add a little bit of a curve to it, but you don't have to. And then, so I found this one like early on when I first was, when Zentangle was introduced to me, and I really liked this one, but I had a rough time with it, especially, the last couple steps. And I think I figured out why. And then too, from practicing it for a while, it seems to be a lot better. But so the second step to kind of make that boomerang shape, we're going to go from the middle of that center grid line, back over to the point. So if you're focusing on that on the center or close to it, and then over to that same point, that seems to help. And then it makes it consistent. So that's the one side. And then we're going to do a diagonal line, opposite of what we did to begin with. And then the same thing, going from that same grid line, sort of in the middle to that point, but we're going to utilize the hollow bow technique. So if you've never done that before, we'll make sure to watch at that point, and I will explain it, because it's the art of drawing behind. And then I just have the backward boomerang filled in on this one. So then, and the variations are super simple. Let's see if this will help. Okay, it's just going to take forever. One. All right. This is better. Okay. Then the next one. So this one, if you look at the end, so this one kind of makes some. Okay, so this will totally date me and some of you may or may not know. So I grew up loving the monkeys, and so there's always there's the picture on the opening credits when they're walking like arm in arm, and they're crossing their legs over each other as they're walking. That's what this one makes me think of. But it's kind of like they're layered. So this one starts off with diagonal lines all going in the same direction, and then same thing with that the secondary line, and then the opposite. So everything is we're doing the same strokes in the same direction in each of the panels, and this is how it turns out, and that's really awesome. So then the third one, see me clicking around here. Nope, that's not it. That's it. The third one is basically the same as the first one, except that on the I've opened it twice. On the second row here, we're flipping it. So, the first row is what we did to begin with. And again, then we're just flipping the tile, flipping the paper on that second row. And, you can fill in a whole section with this and doing it like this, or because actually I might just do a border and then do a different tangle on the inside. That's what I was kind of thinking I might do. I don't know today. But so the third tangulation they came up with was essentially doing the last one. So doing this one, but then flipping it.
She's muted me.
Oh, go ahead.
We need a meeting code, please. I'm trying to log in from an Apple device, and it says I need a meeting code for some reason.
Oh, no, well, you're in. Are you able to see?
No.
I'm using Stuart's. I'm Adele, but I can't log in.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm Stuart. I'm sorry, I'm Stuart, and I'm all set up and I can see everything. But my partner Adele is trying to log in on her iPad.
On hers. Okay.
Yes.
So the meeting code, let's see. So I'm looking at here. Oh, I see. I'm pulling it up right here. So if she goes to, if she's in the gomeet.com, then the meeting code is just this 447.
1 second. 447. Yeah.
Yep. 780.
447 780.
Do you need the dashes?
No, it should enter them automatically. And then 375.
375.
I see.
Yeah, and then I would warn you, one of you mute everything because you'll get feedback.
Yeah, I'm gonna. You listen. Can you mute me again, and then it's done?
Yeah, I can mute you. Yeah, and then between the two of you, because if I think maybe if you're both muted, it should be fine.
Right.
Perfect.
So you should see Adele joining now. Okay.
Okay, let's see.
Thank you.
Oh, yep, I see her. Okay, perfect. Nice. Right,
yeah, Heather, there was all sorts of issues. It kept saying this meeting was over. I just got in now. The link on the event page, when you click on that, it says this meeting is over.
Yeah, it seems like if you come in through Eventbrite, that's what I put on Eventbrite, and I'm hoping that everyone sees it. Well, obviously you saw something because you're here. I clicked go to my website, click the link. Yeah.
Yeah, your event thing on Facebook, the link for the Go Meet there. When you click on the Go Meet one there, it doesn't work.
Oh, really?
It's saying the meeting is over. I was just lucky a friend posted the link for me. A different link.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm not sure. So you some people lost in the mix trying to get on because that's not working.
Yeah, I wonder
Tanya and Deb and quite a few.
Because I know I do post it on my website. So let me.
Yeah, this was on the event page, on your Facebook event page that you have set up.
Yeah.
That link's not working at all.
That's right.
There's a few of us chatting, saying, what's going on? And so one of them just sent me the link and I'm on, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
Everybody's lost.
Wait, here, I can copy meeting info. All right.
Maybe post on Tangle Addicts real quick and with the new link, maybe.
Yeah,
the
people waiting. Link on Tangle Addicts should work under classes. Oh, but on the Facebook group, no. Let me go to Facebook.
No, it didn't. It didn't on the event, as I say. You might want to go on the Facebook page and say, hey, this is the new link or something.
Yeah, let me... I can stop my screen share. You see me bouncing around on my... Well, I appreciate you letting me know that, too, because I think that, when we're going through Facebook or Eventbrite, it seems like if we try to... If it's maybe logging in a minute after or a minute... okay, here we go.
Yeah, it usually works fine. Usually I go to the event page, click on the Go Meet, you click Join Meeting, and it works just fine. It was just today, it just was saying the meeting was over. So it worked. Weird. It's just a bad link.
Yeah, and I think I'll go backwards and double check because it's just frustrating.
I had to manually put
Tanya's
mine
on
in.
now, so that's good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, so I just put a post. They'll just know what that means. Let's
Hello.
make sure that it went. Hey! All right, there we go. Oh, nope, maybe not. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Add the menu.
Perfect. All right. Okay, so hold on a second. Let me. This is why I put. I did post a couple of these recordings. I was like, this is why I put it's unedited because to figure out where all this is hard. All right, so let's have some people coming in and people saying hey and where you're from and all of that, and that's so lovely. Okay. Oh, and Tanya made it. Yeah, thanks, Tia. Yeah, so the WordPress, so if tangleaddicts.com, my actual website, I put it under classes there. And then too, I think one week I forgot to go change that. So, but yeah. So it's like today I was like, I had everything all set, like right after the early one. It's like, oh, rocking and rolling. Oh, it just makes for life to be interesting. Yeah.
I just had a quick question before we started.
Yeah.
If we're using a tan tile, do you use white or can you use the black micron?
Yes. You can use either. Actually, I was gonna I'm not gonna do it today. I was gonna do it on my own. I was gonna mess with doing a using the white micron on the tan, just like on the gray. So it would look neat. So whatever you want to use.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I could use a regular black one or if I had to use a different color because I just got them, so I wasn't sure.
Oh, okay, yeah. And say traditionally, what we have done. This is our Narfellow, is we'll use black and brown on the Renaissance tile because that's like the Renaissance style, the chiaroscuro thing.
It's very similar in color.
Yeah, so it's just, and then so we'll use brown and black, and then the white charcoal against the graphite, and so you have that light and dark pitting against each other, and it just kind of gives it that neat look. But you could do anything.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I say it's your tangle, and you do what you can do what you want with it.
I only have so many of them, so I didn't want to just go starting and trying something and then end up wasting one.
Right. And sometimes what I'll do is on the back side, I will just test a little bit just to see how the color looks against, whatever I'm using, because that way then and you've also not wrecked a whole tile type of thing. But yeah, I think white would look amazing. I mean, because it looks amazing anyway, even when we're just using the charcoal. But I was thinking that would be neat to do. So, all right. So Sharmila says, can we go a little slower? So let me back up, especially for those that have just joined us. Oh, that's okay. Let me back up and so for those just joining. And if you go in the chat, you should be able to scroll up and see the actually let me do it this way, which is maybe easier. You should be able to see the links. There's 3 different links, and this is just it's a theme and variations is essentially. I was joking and calling it a tangle and tangulations because that would be in tangle ease, that would be correct. So let me get to these. I'll just do the link again. All right. So, and I'll just start with the first one, and then I can kind of talk through the other ones as well. Chat. There we go. Okay. Yada. All right. And thanks everyone for bearing with. We have these technical issues. It's just the way of life these days, right? All right. Oh, there we go. Okay, so this one, and I'll of course I'm going to do it, so we'll demonstrate it, and that will help. But this is essentially was a grid pattern, and then the variations come with the direction that we put these the diagonal lines. So we'll start off with just the first one going diagonal from lower left to upper right, and then in the next box going opposite I have to think about that. Upper left to lower right. And then this bottom row is we're just duplicating. So what's neat is then it creates a neat pattern overall when you're just, doing the same thing over and over again. Then what we do is we come halfway. So to make the boomerang shape, we're coming halfway into that grid line and starting the line there and going back to that point. And then starting line there again and going to the other point. Then we're going to do basically the same thing but backwards. So here's we had our first diagonal line. We're going to draw a diagonal line going the other direction, but we're going to utilize the hollow technique so that way we're not drawing in between there. We're going to draw behind it. And then the same thing after that with the secondary line coming from that middle section and then going to that point. And that's what creates these kind of layered boomerangs, alternating, which is just really, really neat. And so we'll start there. And then I think what I'll do is we'll start there and then I can share the other tangulations kind of as we go. And let's see. All right. And then do let me know if I go too fast or you end up, feeling like you're lost or something, do let me know. All right. I'm very tempted to do this again because that was really fun and I didn't do what I wanted to do on there. And I'm very tempted to do white, but I want to make sure that you can see it. And sometimes the white, because it takes a minute or so for it to kind of set up and dry, causes its own issues. All right. So I think, I'm going to do my 4 corners. So that's, for those, if you're new to Zentangle, this is a lot of times how we will start a tangle. So that way we can get working. It gets us on the paper.
Heather, you're super zoomed in. Like we literally see in the corner.
Oh, how's that?
You might want to back up a little. I don't know. It's just really zoomed in, if that makes sense.
Let's see. Are you seeing the Zentangle?
I'm seeing Entangle, but that's fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's really weird. Yeah, because I'm seeing the whole thing. I was off screen a little bit. Now let's see. What are you?
Yeah, you look good here.
Okay, good. Thanks. And I saw somebody else said it looked okay.
Oh, you're good now.
Okay, perfect. Okay. All right.
I turned my phone sideways to see everything.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Little bit.
Okay, but you can still pretty much see the whole thing. Yeah, turning if you're on a phone or tablet, turning it sideways so you kind of get it landscape view helps. And then also this little, if you're on a phone or a tablet, you don't have the side panel. Okay, no, perfect.
I turned it sideways. That helped.
That's good. That's good. Well, then, like earlier, I kept flying off the screen, and if you're on a desktop, that side menu that has the chat and the attendees, there's that little gray arrow towards the top there. You can always slide that over and, and get rid of that as well. So that way it's, if you need it to be a little bigger. Okay. So, I think I'm going to do my grid in the brown. So I'm going to go traditional. So I'm just going to, oh, wait a minute. Why not do it diagonal? That would be different. All right, so I'm going to start my grid. And I like to start in the middle and then work my way to either side, trying to keep it even. And then flipping. And filling in. This way, I like to do this so that way you kind of, you don't have like, oh, we started here. You can see where you started and see where you ended. I like it that way better. All right, now we're going to go the other way to make the grid. And actually, you know what? Sometimes it's easier to make these and have them be more uniform on the diagonal, at least for me, because I can go from point to point versus if you're going middle, that it's trying to think of the right word. I kind of you have to be a little bit more accurate. With the points in the diagonal, it just kind of lays it right out for you. All right, and Okay, we'll pretend like there's a line there. All right. Now, I'm going to use the black and okay, I think I know what I'll do. So starting off, so I'm going to take these first 2 rows and, actually I'm going to do the first row and we're going to do this the first way. So that way, so this is the original way to do this. So I'm going to start here and I'm going to take from this corner to this corner, curve line, like so. And then I'm going to turn my tile because I like to have that natural curve that's in my hand this way. So I'm turning my tile so that way I'll kind of get that natural curve as I do the diagonal going in the opposite direction. So in this row, I am just going to mirror it. And so you can start, and actually I neglected to say this. You don't have to do a tile if you don't want to, but you probably have already started. I know some that are just you doing things on sketchbooks. We're just exploring the tangle to have fun with it. And if you end up creating something at the end, then awesome. But I don't want to have anyone feel any pressure to do anything that if it feels out of your creative box, that's okay. All right, so there we have that. Now we're going to do that second line. So coming from the middle, and for whatever reason, I'm starting this direction. I'm trying to add a little bit of a curve. I'll go backwards. But I'm finding that actually, putting my pen kind of on the middle and having my eyeball aim for that corner is a real help. Because otherwise, I just remember just not being able to quite get that. Although it was more, like I said, it was more on the hollabah on this second step. All right, and then this one, I'm just going to have to make up because it's a little partial. And like there. All right. Now we're going to go and do the background boomerangs. And this is one of those where it's just kind of like start anywhere, and then you could always, go backwards or forwards in that row. Make sure I'm good. Okay. All right. So diagonal line going this way, but now if you don't know the hollabah technique, here's how it goes. So I kind of mapped out with my eyeball. Here's my curved line. And so I'm going to pick up my pen instead of running over what I've already drawn, we're going to go underneath it by picking up the pen. So kind of in one stroke, pick up the pen, travel it across, put it down on the other side, and continue. And then we just continue that throughout. And I found it's just a lot easier to think of it in one stroke, even though you're picking up your pen and putting it down again. Because what can happen then is if you don't, and which I had it happen a couple times where it's like, if I start and stop, it has a different look, and you can end up with a little bit of a curve and a little bit of a curve. For anyone that's a musician out there, it's kind of like phrasing. Think of a musician or a singer. You think of something in a musical line, and versus each individual note. Then, let's see, this I'm going to have to. I think that one's probably gonna miss, because then it's not choppy. If you think of, when I think of in musically speaking, and that one's going to miss. All right. Now this, like I said, was I think the harder part in my head. So we're going to start on that middle of the grid line, and same idea. We're going to use the hollabah technique. So it's kind of like, I moved my pen. Actually, I was watching some of Rick and Maria's. The latest project pack, and I was watching some old ones too, and they're doing the same, like going, okay, I'm good in good company, where they're kind of going over, and I was feeling like, partly feeling like, what is wrong with me that I do that? Oh, okay, no, it's all right. It's kind of like warming up, warming up, or it just sometimes it's just like making sure that we have that goal in our sights of where we're headed with the pen. That will help guide it. Yeah. And I think that one doesn't have anything, and that one doesn't have anything. And there we go. So then, let's see. Oh, and then I actually had a different thought as well. Because if you do, so like for instance, and this I intended to do it on one of these rows, and I didn't, and so I kind of went with the flow. But you see, I mean, like, let me think. Oh yeah, because these two ended up the same, and what I was going to do was essentially like the first row, but I wanted to have it kind of offset, so I'd have the background here and not the forefront. So that's something you could do, but you would just like you start the first one, but just start it offset one, and then you would end up with these forefront boomerangs here, and so that's kind of neat where it would alternate. I'm tempted. Oh, let's see if I do. Yeah, it won't matter if I do it that way. Okay, so now I'm going to do the second variation, and I'm going to work up above here. And actually, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to start my first one. Oh no, it's not going to matter. Okay, so this one was doing all of the boxes in the same direction. So that diagonal line, that first diagonal line, is all going the same way. That one's going to go right there with that. And then, of course, then we're going to do that the half line, the coming halfway. Right, and like that. And it's really funny because it's like, we're just doing things a little bit out of order, and it's amazing how it just can throw you off. All right. And, all right, so once you have that, then we're going to do the opposite way. So our first diagonal was this way, so then our second diagonal is going to be this way. And again, I just turn in my tile to make it easy. Make sure I'm going to start here and using the hollow bow so that way we're working behind. And for whatever reason, I just decided that I'm doing, well, I'll not do that. Sometimes I do all the steps at once. So like this way, so I did the first line and the second line all in the same, at the same time. And you know what, you can do that. If that's something if that works for you, you can feel free to do that. Sometimes I do that. It depends on the tangle, but I've had ones that where I kind of get lost in a little bit. And it's like, okay, I just need to focus on this box and then I'll move on. And that works. Yeah, so then we have this row has the boomerangs all out front, and then we'll decorate and stuff after. And then this one has them all, I don't know what the right word is. It's like stacked, but they're intertwined sort of. Okay, so that was 2. Then I'm going to turn this one into the variation, the second tangulation, by turning my tile and doing this same thing over here. And so just starting the same way with those diagonal lines. My curves are behaving this evening. They were not behaving so well earlier. And 2, I should mention, the no such thing as a mistake in Zentangle. If you get to something where you're like, well, whoops, then you just make a mental note of it. And then, as we, you kind of finish, then we decide, is it a place that you could fill in? Or, we just decorate in a certain way that it will cover it up? Or would shading help? Those kind of things, those kind of questions. This one I do want to try I'll give it a try later. Big in what did I do there? Oh, still good. These little partial ones sometimes. And then you have to remember what was there, what's supposed to be there. No, I'd like to try that with the white on the tan, and then that embossing look. Yeah, where you just shade from the white lines. I'm working on that. I want to do a class on that because it is such a neat technique. And of course, I watched some videos on it, and then of course, just like the gems, I have to have my way of doing it, so that way, the non-artist way of doing it. So. All right, and I'm gonna think that that's just gonna go right there. Okay, and that little half line. And actually, after I get this one done, I think it might, let's see the time here. Yeah, and then we'll talk a little bit. I might not finish this whole one here, but we'll give a little talk about some decorating thoughts. And that was that. Yeah. Neat. Oh yeah, and then I think the what did I come up with? Oh, the third. That this one, yeah, the third tangulation that it came up with was basically, I think, and I can't remember now if I mentioned it, doing the second tangulation. Oh no, I'm sorry, the first one where like this one where it's just kind of they're stacked, and then flipping it, the other direction just like this, but having it where it ends up looking like this. So that way, yeah, it's just the sides are flipped, and it's just it does have a really, really neat look. So lots of fun with this one. So for ideas for decorating, one thing is, which is neat, and I think I don't think I'm going to do that, but I'll do it with the brown. Is to just do little lines. And so what that does is it makes these grid lines disappear. So in the earlier session, I did that here in the background though, but I decided to aura each of the background lines in the direction of that grid line. So because you could do it two ways. If you wanted to do little lines, you could have them all go the same direction, and that's fine. I was just one of those, I've done it before with some other tangles, and I thought that would be fun. So just going in the direction of that border line and filling in that section, and then, flipping it and doing the same. And it kind of gives it like a, I don't know, a little bit of a wood floor idea. Sort of, I don't know. It does. It ends up looking. I think it looks kind of neat. So that's something. You could leave it just open. You could also, just color in the whole background, or like I said, just color in or decorate just the boomerangs. What I like to. So I'm going to do. So we'll do some of those little lines because I think that would look neat on this one. So I'm doing them in the brown. I might come back and do something a little bit darker with that black. And then it's just occurring to me because like this one is just about right in the center. And so it's like, I could just do this one way and do other ones, in that row even. I could do them differently if I want to. And this just does have, like I said, it just has a neat look. But you could, fill them with orbs, either filling it in. So where's the other one? Oh no, this one I did the background. So I did the background with orbs, and that was kind of neat. But then On this one, I did like graduated orbs, just in the whole boomerang part. And then of course when we do the orbs, or it's tipple, and so then we want to fill in those little bits in between, so it gives it that really, really neat look. With this one, to have some kind of contrast is nice because it's so open and so light that it's nice to do some things where, again, that filling in just adds that neat contrast to the overall design of your work. That looks kind of cool. And, well, what the heck, I think I will continue that. And then thinking way ahead about shading. Now, so this one, because I'm working on the Renaissance tile, I can add some white. Oh, and then it just occurred to me, and I could have put a little sparkle in here if I wanted to too. And the sparkle is, for those that don't know, is where you just kind of, you leave a little space, and it just kind of adds a natural sparkle. But since I didn't do that anywhere else, I'm gonna not do that. And I'm trying to keep my hand light on these lines, sort of. I think on the background one I did, they were a lot lighter. It was a lot lighter touch, and I could feel my pen kind of bouncing on the texture of the paper a little bit. And my lines, actually, they almost look like I used the 005 instead of this 001. Because I was literally just really working hard to just dance it across the page, like Maria does in her videos. I always find that so impressive and neat to watch. So I'm thinking now, I wonder what it would look like to put white in the background. Let's see. Yeah, so like I said, this one is just neat because you could use the different variations, in the rows and have a really neat result. So it's kind of the same thing, but then again, not, but then kind of different at the same time. And one of those things where it's neat to have to look hard to see how something is different. Okay, little side things. Yeah. Let's see. And oh yeah. Now I wonder. Well, I did have there I do. An 05 brown. Because I think I'm going to color these in brown. When we do the Renaissance concept, we do try to alternate, the black and the brown. It's nice to have a little bit of a balance between them. Oh, actually, I could do the other. That's what I could do. Do one boomerang in brown and the other one in black. That's why I was just debating. It's like, well, let's see. I'm getting a little too brown heavy. And then an additional thought is, once you colored something in, if you do have the white jelly roll, which I thought I might just do, you could always draw over what you've colored in with a pattern, and that could look really neat. Oops, and then this one, I'm going to leave those other ones for now and do another row. Just because that gave me an idea. Yeah, let's keep an eyeball on the time here. All right. And, oh, that's not the right size. That would have been really bad. Use a 10. Just draw a fine line. All right, so I'm going to do the original. Oh, but I'm going to alternate it like I had mentioned. So we'll see how that looks. And I'm so excited to see what you guys have done. All right. Well, that one was really, oh, okay. Going too fast. I can feel it in my hand. And then looking at it, it's like, oh, that's all right. You'll color that one in or something. Okay. And here, I was thinking of doing should have probably colored in the back so I could fix that one, but that's all right. Let's say, and then shading wise, if you're moving into that part, this one, I actually used a Tombow marker, just a gray marker, and went around the outside. And this one isn't quite finished yet, but I was like debating on adding some graphite so you can have the gradient in there. But it did make for some nice boldness. And then this one, I didn't use the marker, but I did do graphite on either side. And actually, since I'm stopped and since I'm looking at it, I did want to go a little bit darker. And this one I was doing strictly on the outside of the boomerang, so that way it pops out and everything else is kind of pushed down. And because this is just on a bijou towel, I don't have much room, so I'm keeping my little circles for with the tortillon on the small side, so I'm not spreading it out too far, but I want to spread it out a little bit so I don't have like a harsh line, but have a bit of a gradient. Oh, that seems to help. Oh yeah, that is neat. And yeah, like I said, that one, it got a little confusing putting all the orbs in all the sections, because I was just like, I was so afraid that I was going to put it in a boomerang section. So it's like one of those, it's kind of nice where you have to really focus in on, because especially if you were, wanting, if you're really wanting to get that meditative, part, the ones that you can just kind of sink your mind into, lose yourself in, are so nice for that. And with that repetitive, the repetitive nature of just doing orbs. And I did have somebody ask earlier, so I will make sure to say, we say orbs because circles is too much pressure. Circles implies perfection. And we can strive for it. But sometimes there's a neat just a neat something about the uniqueness when they are just orbs and they, you know, they have their own character. All right. Now that I said I was going to do right. Oh, there we go. Oh, and I have my 10. So let's see how this goes. Oh, well, let's get it warmed up here first. And wiped off. I think I was using this on something with graphite. Ah, there we go. Well. Gonna let that dry a little bit. And I'm thinking maybe it's not liking, that's awful thick for that little space. There we go. Okay, weird. It just wants to soak in, so we're gonna let that dry a little bit. But I was gonna put the neat little orbs on there, and oh, that kind of looks really cool. Now, for some background. No, actually. Let's see how this does. Just adding some white charcoal, coloring in the alternate background boomerangs with the white. And I see here that I didn't finish this one. Oops, wrong color. And do these thick places first because, and then I need to give it a little sharpen here for these little pieces, or at least I'm turning the pencil so that way I can get a nice corner here. And let's see how it's looking. Sometimes you have to watch when you're using either like the white jelly roll, or if you use metallic markers. Now, and sometimes this can be a benefit. Is sometimes when you go over your pen lines, it covers them over, and so that can be sometimes a fix in and of itself, especially with metallic pens. But so then sometimes you just have to go over it with the pen just to redefine, and then it's usually good. Let's see what that looks like. Whoa! Neat. I like that. And it kind of gives it a different look having the forward boomerang alternating instead of just, being in a row. That's kind of neat. So, well, and looking at the time, I want to see what everybody did. So even while mine is not really finished, I'm going to work on that somewhere later. I'm excited to see what everybody did. So if you feel like it, open up your webcam and let's take a peek. Hey, Helen. Oh, nice. Nice. Oh, I like that, Rachel. See, and shading the inside of the boomerangs, and because it gives it that like neat puffy. Oh, let's see. Oh, Marie, that is lovely. And let's see, and Stuart and I forgot the name. Starts with an A. I'm gonna look at my list. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, ooh. And Debbie did that on a colored. It looked like blue paint. Oh, that's so nice. Yeah.
Wow, good for really good ones.
Brilliant.
Nice. Yeah. And I like that, like Diane's, I like that blue and the gold. Nice. And Elizabeth. Oh, it's like Tanya. So it's like, and do it, so I don't know. I like it when there's a lot of options. And then two, like Tanya, the same thing, and just doing that and sticking to it. Oh, and Marina, I like that with the red. Oh, I love all of them so much. All right, I'm going to scoot. Oh, and it's Adele. Stuart and Adele. That's so cool. All right. Oh, and look at Tom. Oh, Tom, I like those. Both of you guys, I like those colors. Nifty. All right. So if y'all want to hold. So cool. Yes, I want to hold them up for a minute, and I will get it. Well, it says everybody's that wants to get on is getting on. Let's see. So here. Oh, nice. Very nice. Oh, that's cool, Vicky. You did yours really big too, on a big piece of paper. It's like, okay, I'm not going to get this done today. Oh, and Demi, nice. So much fun to have. Okay. All right. So if everyone's on that wants to be on, so just hold them up for a second. And I got it. Okay, let me paste it so that way I don't lose it. Oh, these are amazing. Oh my gosh.
Go on your own. I'll put it side by side. Come on.
Nice. That's So it's like I was like seeing through a little bit. Yeah. Oh, they're just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. Oh, and Sue, I like what you did.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously not finished. I came in extra late, so
thank
you for doing it. But yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, so it's neat the idea of, so I like to take the grid like all the way to the ends of whatever, but what a neat idea to just, stop the grid where it, where it's going to stop and not go off the page, and then have those steps like that. That's a really cool idea.
It's what it is.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Neat. Oh, well, thanks, Sue, for joining in. And then let's see. Oh, the example, Carla with the blue and the yellow. I think it was Diane's or my example.
Yeah, that's yours. Yeah.
Bye, Heather. Thanks. It was awesome.
Oh, well, thanks, Helen.
Thanks. My grandson's now going to get on and work with me. He wanted me to work with him, so I'm going to try.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
See ya. Thank you so much.
All right, we'll see ya.
Okay. Bye.
Nice.
Bye.
All right. Yeah, and saying Rachel, you have to run. Yeah, and saying for those on Facebook, send it to the Facebook, or let me put my. Oh, what was that?
Is that the internet connection?
There we go. So I put my email, heather@tangleaddicts.com. So if you want to email me a picture, so sometime this weekend, I'll put together the pictures and send it out with links to the replays of the videos and stuff like that. Oh, and Elizabeth, you have a great week also.
You can say thanks.
Nice.
Thanks, Heather. That was really good.
All right. It was Stuart and Adele.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks very much. Fantastic.
Nice. Yeah. Now, was this your first time with us?
Yes. And it's 1 o'clock in the morning here.
Yeah, because you're in the UK. Because we've got, so here in the UK, we have several. We had some in the morning too, or my time, 11 a.m. my time. So it's like the afternoon, your guys' time. So that's so cool.
Thanks very much.
All right. Well, enjoy. Have a good night.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Oh, yes, Demi, I agree. A relaxing way to forget the world. Amen to that.
Good night. Good night, everybody.
All right. Let's see. I start. Oh, there we go. Good night.
See you in a bit. Bye-bye. Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much. Yeah, and let's see. Oh, actually, Jennifer, I think I was getting into this. I'm like going, it's like 4 o'clock, and I hadn't had really anything. I like had some cashews, and I was like, I better eat something. and then I had caffeine, so that's never a good combination. So, but yeah, so we'll have some din.
Thank you very much, Heather. And
so here, good to see you too. Have a good rest of the have a good night and rest of the week.
Good night. See you soon. Take care. Thank you very much.
All right. Take care.
Heather, I got lost on this one.